Well, hey. Well, hey. What's happening out there, folks? Thanks for dropping in for another episode of On the Cutting Room Floor. I'm the host, Tony Ray Harvey, and I'm podcasting right here in the southwest part of Sacramento, and you know why I'm here, so peace in. Let's get right down into it. The Sacramento Kings won their sixth game in a row. They beat the Boston Celtics on the road, 114-97. 114-97. So that makes interim leader Doug Christie of the Sacramento Kings, he is now 6-1. He lost his first game against the Los Angeles Lakers on December 28th, the day after the firing of Mike Brown, and he has had this team on the road. And also, that's his second win on the road as well. So, hey, this team with a big turnaround 2 weeks ago from today, actually 15 days ago, when this all went down, but things are looking pretty promising for the Sacramento Kings. They have climbed back to the 500 mark. They are now 9-19. They are now 9-19 on the season, and they are also 9-7 on the road. So they're 2 games above 500 on the road. The Celtics, they fall to 27-11 and 13-6 at TD Garden. But excellent performance all the way around. I do want to start with the man of the hour, and that's Domantas Sabonis. Domantas, tonight, he had we'll get into it. Domantas Sabonis had 23 points, a career high, 28 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. He had 15 rebounds in the first half. And he did this in about 38 minutes. DeMar DeRozan had 24 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block for the Kings. Yes. And DeMar DeRozan, he had a little rough start to the game. At one point, I think it was like 5 for 14 shooting from the field, but he came back and evened that out. As usual, he's the man in the fourth quarter. We'll talk a little bit about that too. Malik Monk, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Keegan Murray, 19 points, 2 steals, 3 block shots, including 5 of 8 in three-point territory tonight. His confidence, I believe, is back. Yeah, so the Kings are 5-5 against Eastern Conference teams. And once again, Doug Christie is 2-0 on the road since he became the interim leader. And they're on to the next stop. They will be in Chicago in 2 days, Sunday, September the 14th. Sunday, January the 14th, and then they will close out their 3-game stretch on the road in Milwaukee on the 16th. 16th, because they don't play their next home game here in Sacramento to December 19th. January 19th, so that'll be January 16th. So, yeah, I'm getting it all mixed up here. I'm just so excited about how the way that they are playing, and I'm telling you, if you saw the game, if you hadn't seen the game, let me tell you, the Kings have been playing solid defense. As a matter of fact, they've been playing 48 minutes of basketball as well. Good starts, good in-betweens, and good finishes. Definitely the best closeout. I mean, they got the game up to, they had a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, in the middle of the fourth quarter on a basket by Domantas. They did go up about 17, but that was towards the end of the game, so we'll leave that part out. But it's just the way that they have been playing as a unit. And Devin Carter, oh my gosh, he opened up the fourth quarter with 2 3-pointers. Then he added another basket, so he had a little mini personal run going on there. And then Domantas followed that up with a 3-pointer, and that made the score 87-79. 87-79 to open up that fourth quarter. That was a big plus. Devin Carter, he's the real deal. He's looking more and more comfortable out there, too. And the way he took those shots, it was like, hey, you're going to leave me open. I'm going to show you what I can do. Okay. He's ready to ball out. That's what he's saying. Okay. He's been filling out the game. I understand that. He's been filling out the game. He's, this should be his 3rd game. Yeah, I believe this is his 3rd game or 4th game. One of the two. No, this is his 4th game, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, he's been balling out. He is going to be that top reserve that the Kings need this season. That was a missing link on top. And just to go back over it, I know he's the number 13 pick overall. Okay, there was some questions about this selection and the injury that he had, because he did have surgery on his shoulder and he's been out for the last 6 months. I understand that, because we were looking for the Kings to shore themselves up in other areas on the wing and maybe another post player. But there's no doubt, there was never a doubt about this selection. We knew once he got rolling, he would be a key piece to this roster. It's just the fact that the Kings were holding down already, multiple shooting guards under 6'6". But anyway, all of that right now seems to be paying off. I expect for the young brother to get much more comfortable in his role. I know Doug Christie has a lot of belief in him, because he left him out there for a good chunk of time at the beginning of that fourth quarter so he can get off. And he got off. He got off. Now, we just move along here, just getting this all together. Jaylen Brown had 28 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block for the Celtics, who are now, I believe, 5-4 against Western Conference teams. And Kristaps Porzingis, he had 22 points, 10 rebounds, 2 block shots, while Jason Tatum had 15 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists for the Celtics. Now, Jason Tatum had 8 of Boston's 15 turnovers. I have to go back. I don't know how many turnovers he had in that fourth quarter, but that was pretty much the key. The Kings forced 8 turnovers in that last quarter to get this victory and stuff. But just an all-around effort tonight by everybody who stepped out on the floor. Matter of fact, 8 of the 9 players who played in the first half, including the starters, 8 of the 9 players that played in the first half had at least 2 points or more, led by Malik Monk, who had 14 points in the first half. So that's kind of like things just, working itself out, as balance itself out right now. They're getting really comfortable with the way Doug is coaching them right now, and the spirit, to me, that he's bringing back from, the early 2000s. Just that love and that joy that he always talk about is really flowing out to every member of this roster. And that's good. So I know we've been looking forward to talk to Monty McNair, the general manager, as well as Wes Wilcox, but Monty McNair is always, the mouthpiece from that department to, get a clear understanding of the firing and the way the firing took down with Mike Brown. Monty did have a discussion that's playing out right now on YouTube with Mark Jones. How you doing, brother? Peace in. To give us a little idea of what's happening on there. But the whole thing here, Monty, no, you're going to have to, I would appreciate it if you talk to the full range of media members who cover this team. That would be great, too, if you can offer that as well. I don't know if you're just waiting to see what the Kings are going to get on the winning streak. That has nothing to do with it, at least with us, okay? When I'm talking about the fourth estate, and I'm talking about checks and balances, that is our job. We would also like to field some questions that you to get a better understanding from our perspective. From our perspective, because there's still some unanswered questions going forward. But anyway, enjoy this win. I just really can't say anything about what's going on with the Kings right now. They are humming. And we expect that too. So, after a 13-18 start, as I said earlier, led by the Monk's 14 points, 8 of the 9 Kings players that saw court time in the first half had at least 2 points. That is great. As a matter of fact, the Kings, they made 8 of 18 shots from behind the arc in the first quarter at 44.4%. Sabonis and Murray had 2 3-pointers apiece in the first quarter. And once again, Devin Carter, he made those 2 3-pointers and added a bucket to give the Kings an 84-78 lead to open up the fourth quarter. That was a brilliant move. And Doug Christie just let him ride, let him do his thing out there. Now, the Kings had 11 steals and 8 blocks, while the Celtics had 5 steals and 7 blocks. The Celtics made 18 of 22 shots from the foul line, while the Kings were 8 of 9 from the charity stripe. I think there were 6 or 7 all through three quarters. So it was DeMar DeRozan who made 2 more baskets from the charity stripe in the fourth quarter. But anyway, hey, we'll take this win, especially when you can hold the Boston Celtics, the world champions, under 100 points to 97 points. You can have those free throws for the night. But we also know the Kings must continue to make free throws in these games, regardless of the outcome. Make those free throws. 8 or 9, I'll take it. I will take it. Okay, as I said before, the King will continue their 3-game road stretch with a contest with the Chicago Bulls on Sunday, January the 14th. And the Seeds, they'll play again at home on January 15th against the New Orleans Pelicans. And January 15th is Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, but not the holiday. That comes a week later. Okay. Sacramento Kings. Yeah, hey, look. 28 rebounds by Domantas. I don't know why this man is considered an underrated player in the association, but that is what he is. But he's one of the most consistent players I've seen in the Sacramento Kings uniform since Chris Webber. I will say that. This man balls out for his team. He loves playing basketball. He loves battling. Obviously he loves that, that muscly, I shouldn't say muscly, that's not even a word, folks. I'm getting beside myself. That muscle-bound play that he enjoys so well, as he has crafted, makes him exponentially much better than what he is. 28 rebounds. 28 rebounds, career high. Okay, have nothing but much respect for him. Okay, Malik, since he's been starting, since De'Aaron did miss his 3rd straight game, okay, with that right glute contusion, but Malik has been filling it up. He's been the man. He's been playing at an extremely high level, a playoff level. So I'm gonna just take something that I heard from Anthony Slater on one of the radio shows earlier this week. The Kings right now are playing at a high playoff level. Because if you can go in there at TD Garden in Boston, okay, hold them under 100 points, 97 points, you're balling. That's the world champion. You went in their home and did that. And also, you stopped a 6-game losing streak against this squad. They've been kicking your butt, your bumper. That's Kings basketball right now. And they're showing their identity, too. They're doing everything that this man asks. And I'm talking about Doug Christie. They're doing everything that he asks. And they're loving it. And they're enjoying it. Okay? Because not only they're bringing joy and confidence back to themselves, they're bringing joy and confidence back to the city of Sacramento and their fans and spectators. Light the beam. Light the freaking beam. Light the freaking beam. So, just for a quick recap, the Kings built up a 10-point lead in the first quarter, 34-24. And we already mentioned about, they made 8 of 18 shots in 3-point territory in the first 12 minutes. And 7 players, maybe that was, 8 players, maybe it was 7 players. I have to go back and look, okay? But Monk and Sabonis had 8 points apiece in that first quarter. Now, Jaylen Brown had the Celtics 10 of their first 13 points. And most of those were all scored on Keon Ellis. Now, Jaylen Brown is Adonis, Hercules, muscular type of person. I mean, he's extremely strong. And he was just whipping Keon Ellis all around. But what I noticed, okay, probably would have happened previously, didn't happen this time. He probably would have been yanked out, getting muscled like that by Jaylen Brown. But Doug Christie let him play through it. Kept him out there. Don't worry about it. Kings went up by 10 points anyway. One of those threes that was made in that first quarter was made by Keon Ellis. So don't worry about Keon Ellis. Okay. That was pretty interesting, that Doug would not remove him out there. And I know everybody's sitting there seeing, he's getting bounced around by Jaylen Brown. Matter of fact, Jaylen Brown, he did his thing, but he didn't. I think he only finished with 13 points in that first half. He only scored like 3 or 4 points in the second quarter. We can live with that, okay? So in the second quarter, both teams were tied, 34 all. But the Kings, they charged back to take a 44-43 margin. Okay, there were 2 more ties in the second quarter, but the C's ended the first half with a 55-53 lead. 55-53 lead. Okay, then we rolled into the third quarter. Jason Tatum three-point basket gave the C's a 72-63 lead. That was their biggest lead in the game. That was in the third quarter. But the Kings closed out the quarter on a 13-4 run to tie the game 76 all. Okay, excuse me. The Kings forced 8 turnovers in that third quarter, not the fourth quarter, the third quarter. So that was all about defense. So we already explained what happened, in the fourth quarter. But when you go back and look back at this recap, the Kings played 48 minutes of basketball. As a matter of fact, we did ask Doug Christie that the practice on Wednesday yes, because they had a traveling day on Thursday, about results and outcomes. Something that he's not really concerned about, but he's more interested in the team playing 48 minutes of basketball, and whatever the results are, it's the result of those 48 minutes, of course. Play 48 minutes of basketball. The Kings haven't been really, if they have to play catch up, they're only down, of course they were down about 17 points, other night against the Miami Heat, and came back and beat them in a double overtime. But they haven't really been getting into those little ruts where they can't come back and win the ball game, or they've been having these slow starts and they have to fight all the way back and they still come up empty. They have been playing 48 minutes of basketball. They have been hustling. They have been hustling their bumpers off, and that's all that anybody can ask right now. Okay? They could push this into a 7-game stretch of wins, of victories, by taking on my Chicago Bulls. Okay? And then they can finish that up in Milwaukee. And that's the one game that I really want. Okay. Milwaukee. That Giannis and that's the game I want. All of that road game. That's the game I want the Kings to get. We'll see about that in a few days about that. But hey, look, the Kings don't play again until Sunday. They'll be on Chicago, then they'll finish up their trip, on Tuesday in Milwaukee, which is only 90 minutes from downtown Chicago. So they don't have to do a lot of traveling there. They should be able to get some good rest because they don't have to travel that far. Matter of fact, they probably stay in Chicago that night, maybe get a practice in, then head on up there to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for that final game before they return back to Sacramento. So that's where we are, folks. 6-game winning streak. Okay, Doug Christie and Co. They lost their first game against Los Angeles on the road, and they've been rolling ever since with these victories. I know everybody's liking that too. And then they climbed back to 500. So they're back in the thick of things. Okay, they're only like a few places out of 9th and 10th place, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what we're talking about, because the conference standing was never really out of reach to the Kings. They had a lot of opportunities when they went on that 6-game losing streak, but they could not get a win in there. So things have changed considerably. So the Kings are now 19-19. They just moved up ahead of the Warriors. They are in 9th spot. They're in the 9th spot. Wow. They're just like a game and a half behind the Clippers, who are in the 8th. But they got to keep bringing it. still got a tough road ahead with these teams, and you have some tough teams. Hopefully you can get De'Aaron Fox back here on Sunday to add on to these victories. Get him going, get him started again. So yeah, the Kings and the Warriors are 19-19, but the Kings have beaten the Warriors already, which we witnessed last Sunday, 129-99 on the road in San Francisco. So they get the edge on that for the time being. Hopefully they can move up. The Spurs, they are 18-19. They fell down to 11. And then you had the Timberwolves at 20-17 and the Los Angeles Lakers at 20-16. And all my prayers go out to the people down there in Southern California, especially around the Pacific Palisades area where all these wildfires have been doing a lot of damage, as well as Pasadena, which is northeast of downtown LA. Pasadena and the community of Altadena has been hit hard too. A lot of people have lost their homes as well. All my prayers go out to them, and we're just going to keep praying for them, for everybody's down there. People, pets, people, businesses, everything. I mean, just going to keep praying because it's really a really bad time downright right now. There's people really going through a lot. So, yeah, the Lakers are 20-16. The Mavericks 22-16. The Kings, everybody's still scrunched together. There's not much room between everyone. That's how important it is to win in the Western Conference. We already knew at the beginning of the season that this was going to be a tough ride. Didn't know it was going to be this tough for the Kings, but that's the way it played out. That's what hand that they were dealt. But right now, with Doug Christie in the driver's seat, I guess we can start looking at some brighter things ahead as far as moving up the charts. So that's what it looked like. That the Thunder, they still up in number one, 31-6, and the Rockets are 25-12. I'm really impressed with the Rockets. Udoka, much respect to you, man. I like your style of play, okay? Because they play the way you want them to play, physical and mean. 25-12. The Grizzlies, 24-14. Okay, and the Denver Nuggets, 21-15 in that fourth spot. So that's what the Western Conference is looking like for tonight on January the 10th. Folks, thanks for tuning in. If you could please, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and thanks for dropping in and hearing my digital commentary. Of course, I don't care if there's 20 viewers, 30 viewers, 40 viewers, 50 viewers, 60 viewers. I love you all. I'm going to keep delivering these segments as much as possible. As you know, I only do it most of the time while the Kings are on the road. I will try to improve to doing things while they're at home, but understand, I work for like 3 different entities and I'm running around a lot to both locker rooms, to both opposing teams, to the opposing team coaches' press conferences, as well as Doug Christie press conferences. So that's how I'm built. That's reporting, to be exact. Trying to give everyone that balance. So you can always read the little notes that I put in, game stories, summaries, things like that, as we go along, especially after these games too. Because I like writing, I like reporting. But thanks for stopping in and giving me your time. I hope everybody, year has started off really, really well, except for, despite the thing that's going on down in Southern California. But we hope those things to get better. But I hope everybody have a fabulous upcoming year. And, hey, I'm signing off. Peace.